Gundams. Okay. Gundams. Now, we are going to... Whoa, what's going on? Put this piece together. So we have this thing. We shaved it off. Now we have C17 that we're looking for, which I believe I found, didn't I? Yeah, I took this one off. So where's our P whatever? There it is. These two things. Zoom that in a little bit. And now C27, which is this, C27. And I don't really get how... Oh, I think they're saying... Well, you have to do it twice. So they're saying one time it is C17, one time it's C27. I get it. So the first time we're doing it, we're going to do this. We want this to fit right in here. Like that. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's good. Now we have this. We want to make a second one. So we're going to take P whatever, PC13. I'm going to grab this. Now we're going to take C27, which is right here. I almost broke it off before. I don't think they're different on each side. I think it's the same. One, two. That's our two pieces. Now we need A214. Where's A2? A2 and A1. Okay, that's over here. And we're probably going to need PC because we always need PC. A214. There we go. I like to try and shave off the sort of like little nibs if I can. Good. That's A214. Now we need, I don't know what the heck that is. It just says 13. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's this thing we made. I get it. Then we need A2. Oh wait, we got A214. Now we need A213. Okay. A213. Are these different? Yeah, they are. So which one would go with which? This would go with this. Or this. Yeah, it would go like this. No. This is a little confusing here. This goes with this, A213. Got it. The ones in parentheses go together. Chuckster, thank you for the resub. And if you're hanging out in that chat then, how are you doing on this fine Saturday? Can I get some hype in that chat? Welcome in, Chuckster. We just started our day of building this Gundam model, or continuing to build this Gundam model. go. We got those two. We need PC1. PC1, that's that. Chuckster getting that hype. Thank you, Chuckster, for the hype. And welcome into the show. Can we get an exclamation mark high for Chuckster and an exclamation mark high for 2989 Amy? Welcome 2989 Amy to the stream as well. We are building a Gundam model kit. And if you're wondering where we are, right here in the instructions. I like this as a background. It's very visually dense. Visually dense. Oh, Chuckster's watching a Doctor Who marathon. Cool. What era are they up to right now? I don't know anything about Doctor Who, but I know it spans like 50 years. Okay, A213. I forget which one was which, so we're off to a great start. Whoops. How can I check that? Can't. Okay. This would be this. I assume they're identical, reverse identical. But this is definitely this. So you want to put this. This goes in first, they're saying. Man, this one's complicated. How in the heck? Oh, it goes like this. Okay, good. Then this, that side goes out, and this goes like this. Be so complicated. Gundam models. Okay, now this goes in here and it says Ato ni kumu. It says afterwards group it. I don't even know what that means. Actually using my Japanese language skills to my advantage when building this model kit. Oh, it's saying you have to put this piece on after the other ones. Chuck's just saying we're in season 5, which is Matthew Smith era. Okay. I like the guy who plays... I like David Tennant. I mean, I'm just talking about as actors because I don't know anything about Doctor Who, but I like David Tennant. He's good on Jessica Jones, and he's also good all the time, basically. And I also like the guy who plays Radagast was one of the Doctor Who's, right? Radagast in the Hobbit movies. He's cool. I like Radagast. Okay, look at this nice shoulder joint. It looks pretty cool looking. Oh, crap. Don't lose it. Shoulder joint. Look at that. Good. Now, put that there. We got a head, we got a shoulder, and we got an arm. I assume the shoulder just pops in like that. This is the, well, not an arm, this is the torso. So I'll put the head kind of near, it doesn't really matter because it's going to, fall apart. Okay, so now we need A113, A114. 14, oh wait, A114 and A2, we need A114. How am I screwing this up? Oh, we need, I get what I did, okay. Chuckster saying David Tennant is amazing. Yeah, I like him. He's just a good actor in general. I read an audiobook that he did. He did a rendition of an old vampire story called, what was that story called? It's like, from like Bram Stoker type of era. It was called Carmilla. And he plays the doctor in Carmilla. And he was really good in that. It was kind of like half audiobook, half audio drama. And yeah, he did a good job as that doctor in that. Another type of doctor. Maybe that's why they got him for that role. Now we need A113. I see what I did. Yeah. No, wait. That's A213. What do I know? I don't know what I did. Half of Gundam model kit building is pulling them back apart because you messed it up. It's part of the fun. Okay, so we have this, and now we need a PC-1. Man, there's really a zen to Gundam model building. I finally figured out how to bring this in my luggage without ruining it. So that's good. PC-1. Uh-oh. PC-1. What is your favorite era of Doctor Who, Chuckster? What are those things that are like angels or something that are really creepy in Doctor Who? That's like a thing, right? It's creepy looking angels that move when you're not looking or something. Spooky. Alright, now we do this. Got him. 2 shoulders. Coming right up. Good. Okay, we're moving. I'm kind of like putting him together without putting him together. I don't like to put the pieces on until I tell you to, because sometimes they might need to put like an interstitial piece between or something. Okay, C25, C15, PC15. Oh, this is another. Why don't they just put them on the same mold? It's probably got something to do with mass producing it. C2 and C1. Where's C1? C1, C2. Man, I love this. I love Gundam models. Okay, C2 dash 5. No, this is C1. C15. Here we go. Piece right here. You don't want to break the piece, so you gotta twist the mold a bunch of times until it sort of gives way. And again, I like to shave off the little excess bits there. Oh, Chuck's just saying the Weeping Angels. There you go. That sounds pretty spooky to me. Now we got PC15, which is here. Oh, it's like a little lug nut. There's only 2 of these. It's crazy to think that like somebody can figure this out. Like I could never be the guy who goes like, all right, well, we're gonna need 40 of these, this type of joint, 50 of this type of joint. Like I could never do that. How would I ever know what goes where, or like how to make it move? Okay, so this goes in here. It says, kirei ni kiritorimasu. I think saying like pretty? It can't be pretty though. It's like cutting. Torimasu. I don't actually know what that would mean, but I assume they're just saying snap it into this. Now we need C115, or no, C25. I can't read. Chuck's just saying, I like Matthew Smith, but they're all so great. Do you watch post-reboot Doctor Who, or do you watch pre-reboot stuff as well? Because even though they're all part of the same universe, I guess, there's kind of a point, I think like 2005-ish, where they kind of like revamped it or whatever. I think David Tennant was the first of those guys, right? But yeah, my understanding is that a lot of times you pick a side, sort of, because there's too many episodes to watch all of them. Okay, let's do that. We were just talking about Star Trek on stream a little while ago, of like all the different series that they have of that as well, or seasons, and series. It's too many episodes. Very daunting. C23, C24. Oh no, that's A. C2, 3, and C2, 4. That's right. Okay. C2, 4. Good, and get a couple cuts in there. C23, C24, and these go around this thing. So that, man, this is very particular. We gotta have this side facing there. Then, oh geez. Then this thing goes here. And then this thing goes here. This should be right. There we go. Look at that. Oh yeah, that's like an elbow joint, I guess. I love when you're building the inside of the model, where where it's like, this is never going to see the light of day. This is just part of the inner workings of the model. It's pretty cool. Chuckster's saying a maternity leave you watched every episode. Wow, that's pretty cool. I would like to do a major series binge like that. The biggest binge I ever did was when Age of Ultron was coming out, and I watched every Marvel movie and show in like a 2-week span, which was a lot of stuff. It's nowhere near as much stuff as they have now because there's so many shows. At the time, there was only like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and one other show. Like obviously Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was the big one at the time. But now there's so many shows. But that was the biggest binge that I've ever done. And it was a pretty compressed time frame, so I still am pretty proud of that. C1. But I would like to watch Doctor Who at some point, if I ever found the time. C2, 3, and 4. Here we go. So we want this. This. Chuck's just saying in the first season they started with Christopher Eccleston and switched. Oh, that's right. There was that one guy who said he was like too good for it or something, and he like left immediately. He was like a dramatic actor or like a stage actor who's like, I don't want to do this. Screw that guy. No, I'm sure he's a good guy. Okay, now, do that. Yeah, I remember reading a thing about like Doctor Who at one point, even though I haven't seen the show. Okay, now we got these two joints. We got the body here with the head. Now, now we're starting to build pieces of the arm. Okay. A1, A2. Now these are individual because they're two separate arms. A120, where's A1? That's this. A120, A122, PC10, PC5. A120. A122. Good. Now, we're going to move to that next one. Hold on one second. Gotta reopen this. Stand by 1 second. Good. Okay, now this was A120. Now we need A122. Oh, wait, we did it already. A122. Why was I going to take that one out? A120 is this. Oh, now we need PC10 and PC5. PC10, that's this one. PC10, let's put them in as we go. Maybe. Oh, that goes like this, okay. That's it right there. Yeah, okay, good. That guy's in. Now we need PC5. Oh, this is a big boy. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Good. So this one goes into this, but with this side facing outwards. Okay, that fits in pretty well. I like that. Then this goes in here, and that one says ato ni kumu. Kumu must mean to group because it's the kanji for group, but it has the mu, which would make it into a verb. So I guess they're saying like group these after you've put the, because ato means after, ato de. So like, they're saying like only put this on after you have put the other pieces in. Turn it into a group after you've put the pieces in. Chuckster's saying, how long do these generally take? I don't know. I mean, I haven't done one in probably over a decade, so I don't really remember. But this is episode 3, so we're probably like 3 hours deep, 4 hours deep right now. And I'm a little bit particular with it. You can see I like shave off all the little extra pieces, and you can't really see it from afar, but like I do all the like battle scarring on the hull and everything. So I put a lot of extra kind of like, you know, artistic work in there than just building it. But I think you could probably build one in like, you know, an afternoon probably, if you're just building it. Now let's go like this. Yeah, baby. Look at that. I think that's a forearm, because that's like the elbow joint right there. It's like the elbow stopper. Okay, now 14. Which of these? I think they're interchangeable, these two, right? They look identical. Yeah. So either of these. Then we take A18. Thinking about getting a Gundam model, Chuckster? Or have you done Gundam models before? I really like doing these though. When I was a kid, I used to love. This was like my favorite kind of toy. It was like, because you built it yourself. It has so much, you know, articulation. It's not just like a doll or even an action figure. It's like it bends every single joint. It's like really advanced. But there's something rewarding about it too, because you made it yourself, you know? It's like you see the inner workings of it as you're putting it together. So I used to love these. Okay, so we have A18. We have A17 we need. Okay. A17, that's this. Yeah, it's funny because like when you're doing like whittling or cutting something with a box cutter, you don't want to cut towards yourself. But when you're doing really fine stuff, you actually do want to have your fingertip there to like stop it because you're not going to make giant motions anyway, so it's not going to like cut into your hand. You have to know the amount of pressure that's required. But like, you put it right next to your finger and you put the knife there so that it can stop the knife. Okay, so now A18, A17, this is 15, we have this. Let's separate these. Oh, then we can make the hand. But it's saying we can do all of these. And this says, ue kara mitazu. So that says, from above, look at the map. Or I assume instruction manuals, they're saying. Does that mean map? I think that means map. Oh, it's diagram. That's the kanji for diagram, zu. Because map is chizu, which is, chizu means, like, land diagram, which is map. But so they're saying from above, make this from above. Oh, the view from above, they're saying. I get it. So they want this to be like this. It actually does help to know how to read Japanese. But you don't have to know how to read Japanese to do a Gundam model. Because it's in Japanese only, but it's like very clear visuals. So we're doing this. Let me do this. Is there like a little nib that we can put this in? I don't know what that's supposed to be. It doesn't look like we're supposed to cut that off though. Maybe we are. Okay. Maybe if we do this and this. And this wants to go like this through here and through here in such a way that, so it is going to look like this. Oh, I see it, I see it, I see it. So it's going to be like this. Yeah, it's hard to do even if you know how to speak Japanese. Confirmed. I think this is an extra little nub that's not supposed to be on there. I hope I'm not screwing this up by doing this. What's the A17? Hold on, let's take a look at it. Let's look at the equivalent. The equivalent is A27. Let's look at this one. A27. Where is it connected? No, look, there's a little nub right there. How can that be possible? I'm cutting it off because there's no indication of it on the diagram. Here we go, ruining our Gundam. One cut at a time. Okay, got him. Now, this is a lot of things to hold together, like for a single thing. So hold on, we're gonna do this. Then we put this here so that you can see through. See, we're putting the hole, you can see the hole through this hole. Good. Then we put this. We want it to be, if it's at a 3/4 angle, like this, right? And then through all of these, we put this. Oh, crap. Okay. But we have to also be able to visualize this at a 3/4 angle. So hold on. This is where it gets a little complicated. Okay. That's correct. We have this right. Now we got to get this one in the right positioning. It goes like this. Yes. Okay, good. Oh, we can turn it, twist it, do all this stuff. Look at that. A lot of joints on this thing. Look at that. That's why I love Gundam models. And look, you can turn it like that. A lot of joints, a lot of joints. Okay, now, which direction does this go? Like that. So this is, it probably wants to turn like this because it's going to be an arm that faces inwards, but for now we'll leave it how it was. So it was like this. It had this joint facing here. Then we put this here, like that. Yeah, oh, it's just the left arm, I get, or the right arm rather. Okay, so now we want to slot this hole into this socket. Man, it's so cool when you get to see it come together like that. That's my favorite part of Gundams. Because you were doing it and you're like, what the heck is this piece supposed to be? And then you're like, oh, it's like the thing that allows it to turn its arm or whatever. Okay, yeah, I see. So it's like, it's an interesting shape for a thing. So let's stick this in here. It might be easier if we take this out first because it's like a very particular shape for this hole. It's not perfectly rectangular. Oh, did I smash it? Hold on, I think I smashed it. I don't know how I did that. There's always one or two things where you kind of screw up what you're doing. Okay, that should be good. Now, the direction that we were doing was what? Okay, this side faces here. No, it faces here. Yes, this is right. This is right. That's it. Whoop, very easy. See, that's how you know you're doing it right. It's not a pain to try and get it in there. Okay, good. This is the elbow piece, done. Now this piece is kind of a balancing act with this one because we gotta get this in, gotta hold this in place. So we're trying to match the angle of the diagram. Good. And then we put this through here at the same angle, so that's going to be this. We can put this through right now and then like that. Damn, this one's really complicated. This one particular thing to do is pretty complicated. But oh man, look at that. Oh, he can move his arm out, sideways, in like this. Two different joints for the elbow. Like one makes it go like that and one makes it go farther in. Oh, that's really cool. Gundams are so well designed. Okay, now we want to do the hand. C132, A16. Let's get C132 first. Oh man, this is a real little piece of machinery here. So we got this, and I think we want to do the marker now because it's going to be too hard to get in there with the marker once the hand is put together. So this is a Gundam marker, which allows you to make lines. Looks pretty good. Good. And it's basically just a really fine tip Sharpie, but it's branded as a Gundam marker. I got it at the Japanese hobby store when I was getting some Gundam stuff, and it's really useful. I also have this one thing of, it's like World War II paints, or they're not paints, they're like like battle scarring pencils. So like these grease pencils that'll create battle scarring effects, which we've done on the head and on the torso already, and we'll soon be doing that on the arm as well. Good, let's wipe some of that off. The nice thing is that it doesn't dry instantly, so you can sort of wipe off. See how we created that inner line? See that? I don't know if it's focusing or not. Man, but it's hard to get your hand steady in midair. Good. Okay, cool. Very good. Love it. Now, A16, A1. Oh, A1 is white. Cool. It's going to be a different color hand. A16, that's this. Okay. See if we can get that out of here. Good. Oh, came out. Good. We don't need any lines on this. So we got that, we got this, and then this is a C133. 33, I see it here. This you gotta be careful with because we could snap this by accident. This is the other part of the hand. And we're also gonna do the lines on this before we put it on. So I'm just fixing this up. Sorry, sometimes it's hard for me to see when it's in the frame. Good. So now we got the rest of the fingertips. Man, that's hard to get. Okay, like that. See, I made a little mistake there, but we can just wipe it off. Oh man, that's hard to do. Good. Now, this goes through here. So we put on this part of the hand. Right. Good. Then this goes in there. Ooh, that's pretty cool. The hand's got like a back area there. I guess I should do that. Good. Okay, now done. Got an arm. Good stuff. Okay, we got an arm. We got a head, got a shoulder, got a body. A lot of content here. Now we go on to the other arm. So that's A123. A123 right here. Good. Very good. 23. Then we have A121. See it right there. Good. 23, 21. Then we want PC10, PC5. That's not PC. Where's PC? Oh, we should put away this marker as well. We don't want to dry it out. PC10 and PC5. There's 5. There's 10. We don't need to shave these pieces because they're never going to see the light of day. PC pieces are really the ones that are kind of interstitial joints and stuff that you don't really see on the outside. Okay, this is it. So A121, PC10. It's right there. Good. We didn't crush it this time. That's always good too. PC5. Uh-oh. Did I do that right? I did not do that right. Should have looked at it before I put it in. Now how do I get it out? This is the question. Did I even take the right piece for that? This looks different. Yeah, they're both 5. Okay. Yeah, it's important to have like a razor or something that you can pry things with, something that you can cut things with. I think like an X-Acto knife type razor is always really useful for model building. Damn, I can't get it off. All right, hold on. See if we can wedge in one of these old pieces. This is the kind of thing that doesn't happen when you pay attention to the instructions properly. But again, every Gundam model you end up doing this at least once. Yeah, Chuck's just saying you need some tweezers. That's true. But usually a razor will do you most of the way. There we go. Got him. With minimal damage to the exterior. That's the important part. And we don't want to screw up the joint, obviously. Like if we mess up the functionality of the joint, that's a real problem. Okay, so because it's important, you can see, that's where we are right now, by the way. You can see the kind of like direction that stuff's supposed to be facing. And if you just pay attention to that, then you'll be good. So what we want is for this to be on the outside. Just double check that before I push it in. Yes, okay. Good. Now, ooh, it's a new thing. It says, Muki ni Tsui. Okay, it says caution. Muki ni, maybe that means like facing. Oh, it literally says be careful which direction it's facing. I was not cautionary about that, and that's the exact problem I just created. If only I read the instructions. I'd spend all this time learning how to read Japanese, and for what? Don't even read it. Oh man, can we get some sad faces for my ability to read instructions? Okay, so it's a little bit less time consuming of a task to do this arm because we already have the shoulder and the joint. So all we need to create is the hand. And what they're saying is that you're basically deciding now, do you want to make him hold the gun in that hand, the left hand, or do you want him to be holding a sword? Let's take a look at some of the example pictures here. We got him doing that. That's pretty cool. Oh, that's him holding the shield, rather. Right, this guy has a shield. So this is probably the classic pose where he's got the shield in one hand, the gun in the other. That's probably what we're going to do. We can also have him hold the sword. Oh man, that's cool. You can get these stands so that they like fly through the air, and it like suspends them in the air. That's really cool looking. You can also have him hold the sword like that, but I think we're going to do the shield instead. Yeah, so that means we want the one where his hand is in a ball. Let's take a look. C131 or 35. Let's take a look at what the hands look like, because I can't really tell from here. C131 or 35. They look the same, actually. Oh, one seems like it's... I don't know, actually. They look very similar. What is this saying? Eran tori tsukeru. Oh, it's saying choose. Choose one of these to attach. Tsukeru means attach. Damn, I can actually read Japanese. How crazy is that? Okay. We are doing... I guess... They're very similar. I don't know which we would want, so we'll just do either one. Okay. We're going to do C130... 31. That's the bottom one. C130, number one, that's what we want here. This thing. $31. And A26 we'll do in a second, because we want to paint the hand again before we put it together. I think that was definitely the right way to go with that. Good. Good. Okay, now gonna do the fingers again. Good. Very good. Okay. Just wipe that a little bit. Yeah, it's like a two-step process when you put on these lines, because you're never gonna have a perfectly steady hand to like do it exact. At least not if you're holding it up to do it on stream. So what you do is you put the line in, and then you wipe it with your finger instantly, which is essentially like dry brushing when you paint models, because when you wipe it, your finger will wipe off everything on the topmost layer, but it'll keep everything on the undermost layer. So basically only the cracks will get colored in is the result. And that is what you want, because the black is supposed to be like the, you know, the parts where it's like a crease in the metal or whatever, like the inner parts. So we're gonna do that. Good, got him. Now this one. Very good. That's that. Okay, now let's get the inner part here. This is just the palm of the hand. Some of this stuff might show up blurry. A lot of it might actually, because the camera is not really going to have a very easy time auto-focusing. But you'll see it on the Instagram once we're done for the day. I'll post the high-res pictures of like what everything looks like. Good. Great. Okay, that's done. So now, this hand, we did the bottom one, C130, C26, or C131 rather. That's this right here. Done. Very cool. You can see the lines too. It's like a pretty noticeable effect. A26 is this. Yeah. I guess we might as well make the other. Oh, we won't make the other hand right now. We'll do it. We'll keep the instructions in case we want to make it later. Okay, now we shall do this. And we got another hand. Okay. We'll do the hand part last. So now, clear this off. We're going to put our second arm together. So we need A28 and A27. A28 and 7. And with this, we did cut this off as well. I don't know what that nub is supposed to be, but it doesn't flush with anything that we have on our model. It might be like a thing that they meant to do originally, but they got rid of, you know, as like a piece where it interlocks. Good. Okay. Now, we do the exact same thing, except we don't screw it up this time, because we're veteran builders now. I've done this once before. Good. This is in place. And then A27, same thing. Look at the placement. So let's put this like this. We're going to match the exact sort of like angles here. Good. Then this, with the flush side facing us, wants to go up through this and like that. That's it. Exactly like that. Yep. Except not. I put this in the opposite direction, I think. Yeah, so you want this to go like this instead. But all the rest of the stuff is correct. Good. Very good. Now we got another shoulder joint. Now we put the arm in. Like that. And that fit perfectly this time without having to screw with it. Or did it? Oh, I bent it. That's why I bent the arm. Okay, like that. Good. Perfect. Now we put on the hand. Perfect. Now we put it together. But do we want to customize the arms first? We probably do. So which stickers go on the arms? Do they tell you that? It might be on the back of this instruction manual. Because it's not here. So let's check the back. Oh man. Oh geez. Okay. I hope it is on the back of this thing now. It is. Okay. Yes, stuff that goes on the arms is here, and we want to put the stickers on before we put the, you know, the other stuff on, because if we put the battle scarring on first, then it will not look right when we do the sticker. So they're saying that there's one thing. Okay, hold on. Let's get everything on top here. EFGF. Oh, that's part of the backpack thing. So all we really need is the EFGF 08. We already did this 8. Did we? Yes. We need 3. And that's it, really. There's only like 3 stickers that go on the arms. Okay. Uh-oh. And this is when it really comes in handy to have a knife, because you got to apply the stickers with a knife. Okay, we need number 2, EFGF. See, because you can kind of stick the sticker to the knife itself, like that, and then put that on the arms. EFGF. It's going like this. Cool. We got one decal on there. Now, number 10 is already on. 8 is already on. 3 goes on the other arm. Number 3. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's like an exhaust vent or something. Like that. There's a piece of hair on there. Okay. I want to get this properly straight on here. Good. Okay. Now the stickers are on. Great. Now we do the Gundam pencil. We're going to put this in all the little holes. See, look, when we went outside the lines, you wipe it and then you're no longer outside the lines. That's the strategy. You don't have to perfectly do it because your finger will fix it for you. See, like that. Now it's perfect. Little Gundam Pro strats there. Not that I'm a pro at Gundam building. Okay, good, good, good. Where else is there stuff? Oh, look, this is where we can fit a shield in, I guess. See, that makes it real clean when you do that. Very good. It also can thin the lines because you can only get certain thickness of line with this marker. It's actually thicker than you probably want it to be on a lot of the lines. So by rubbing it with your finger, you can actually thin out the line to only be in the absolute crevices, and kind of make it even finer than the marker can be on its own. And there's a lot of stylistic choices as well of like on some of these I actually want them to be thicker. Like this one I think is cool if it's thicker. Okay, good. That's about everything. We can also get, what else? Maybe around this. Good. And that's that. Done. We'll get this too. And we'll get this. Not done. Cool. And then I want to get this outer part. Very thin line we're creating right here. And I'm not going to clean up some of these smudges. I mean, we could easily get rid of some of those smudges, but we're going to end up battle scarring it as well, so we might as well just leave them. Okay, I'll get rid of the sticker set. Chuckster's saying, I like the details you add. Thank you, Chuckster. Yeah, this is the first time I ever had Gundam pencils and Gundam markers. I've never done this before. When I was a kid, I never knew that these existed, but I used to use a number 2 pencil and draw inside all the lines, because with a number 2 pencil you can smudge all over, put the pencil down and smudge and create interesting battle scarring, kind of like this, but it smudges all over your hands too, so it was extremely messy. And now you still have a little bit of marker on your hand, but it's not like you're getting it all over the place. So this is definitely preferable. So yeah, you can pick these things up at like if you have any of those like Japanese hobby stores or even regular hobby stores, you'll probably see them. Yeah, this one's just called Gundam marker. To anybody who wants to find one of those. And then we have these. Oh yeah, Mr. Weathering Liner. And this is like a grease pencil thing that will create weathering on your figure. So you start putting down this kind of like, where would would the rain drop, or where would the battle scarring happen? That kind of stuff. And we can really create some really interesting stuff with this. And there's kind of a finishing coat that I can put on all this afterwards. I don't have that with me, but I don't think we're going to be done with the model, you know, on this show or whatever, so I'll spray it once I get back to LA. And this is essentially like, this thing's walking through rain, it's walking through mud, you know, it's sitting out sometimes in the rain. So there's going to be a lot of, even if it's not like battle scars, it's definitely still going to have, you know, kind of like a used look, unless it's coming straight off the factory line. Obviously, there are environmental things that happen to metal when it just sits. And then when the rain streaks down it, that's the main thing I like to capture, is like the rain streaking down the metal. So you can see that there's like that kind of lines going down. It's going to be going like this. So yeah, down that way. Oh, we lost our little scar thing. See, that's the problem, is the stuff that you can really smudge off this pencil, so you got to be careful with that. Let's create some like little scorch marks and stuff. Cracks and things too. There's really a lot of cool effects you can make with this. Some of this stuff's not really going to see the light of day, so we don't need to worry that much about it. Like, this is going to be flush with the body. But we want to make sure that if there is a surface you can see, that it at least has equivalent types of like weathering. You don't want to just make one surface look like we skipped it. And then in addition to black, we can put red, which is like for like rust and things like that. Put some orange in there. More types of rust. I'm always more interested in a dirty Gundam than a regular pristine one. It just gives more visual interest, I think. create some kind of weird scorch mark there. It's pretty cool looking though. Maybe that's the area where he tries to put his shield in. Like, let's dirty this up. Because maybe like the area around the shield, you know, like if you try to put your keys in the door and you miss and it kind of creates like a scuff next to the keyhole. Like maybe he's tried to slot the shield in there and it keeps missing. It's just little vignette stories like that that make the difference, I think, for a good piece of like environmental design or character design, you know, like trying to come up with explanations. It's the same when we do the Harry Potter artwork, where it's like you're just trying to come up with explanations for what something is. Because if it's informed by your real experience, it's always more interesting. It's going to be more interesting to the viewer as well. Get a little crack in there. Good. Little drip marks there. Good. We'll get some red. The joints would be the most rusty, I think. Like the areas where the water collects, you know, like here in the rain. Because this is where the water would collect and then start dripping. Like when, you know, when you see drips coming down from rain, it's always from like a roof or some spot that water can sit on and then sit for a second and think, you know, not the water's not thinking, but like the water is like waiting and piling up, and then it starts dripping down in like certain areas. But there's a very particular way that it does it. It's not like it just drips everywhere at once. It'll like find a pathway, and then all the other water kind of follows that pathway because it's this path of least resistance, you know, like, so you kind of want to make an equivalent of that with your own water drips. That's pretty cool. All right, we got an arm. Now we don't really want to smudge this while we put it on, so let's try and be careful with that. Got him. All right, now the arm is on, and we can screw with that later. We're not gonna like move him too much because the stuff can smudge. But once we spray it, we can do that. Now we can put the head on. This is a major moment for a Gundam building. There you go. Wow. All right, this guy. This is one of my favorite Gundams. This is the 8th MS Team Gundam, because it's a little bit more like. It looks more mass-produced than the, you know, the basic RX-78 Gundam. It's kind of more of a weapon of war, just a general weapon of war than like the specialized ones. which is kind of what that one was. You know, 8th MS Team is like a show. It's basically like Vietnam, where they're all just, there's like a bunch of people who have Gundams in this like group, instead of the one, you know, it being like one person who's able to control a Gundam. So we have this other arm to do, but you can really see the difference. Hopefully, you can see the difference of like this pristine arm with nothing on it versus this arm, which has like a lot of sort of weathering and things that are sort of rusted and damaged. I like the look of that a lot. That's something that I'm personally pretty fascinated with. I like this big smudge we got near the 81. That's pretty cool. Cool. And that's gonna do it then, ladies and gents. We'll put the details on the other arm. We'll create the legs and the shield and weapons and all that. We got plenty of work ahead of us, but there's no rush, you know? We're trying to make this as cool as we can. So ladies and gents, that's gonna do it. Thank you for watching. We're gonna raid at the end of this, so stick around. We'll be jumping into somebody else's stream in a little while. If you don't know the channel you're watching, it's called The Voice of Nick. On here I stream 3 times a day, 7 days a week. We play story-based games, we do Japanese language learning, and every once in a while I'm out of town, we'll do either art streams or craft streams or arts and craft streams like we're doing right now. So thank you everybody for being a part of it. Of course, if you want to see more, don't forget to hit that follow button. You'll see all the stuff that happens on here. And anyone who likes the channel and wants to support the stuff that I do, then consider subscribing. Subscribers get a whole bunch of stuff on here, including the Voice of Nick emote, legendary status in the chat and Discord, 200 meatballs, higher chance to win in the heist minigames, and ad-free streams. If you want to find some Voice of Nick stuff outside of Twitch, you can go to youtube.com/thevoiceofnick, where you'll see YouTube exclusive playthrough series, as well as archives of all the streams we've done. So for example, if you want to go back and see how the Gundam model came together up to this point, you can check that out on there. You can also go to the Twitch Playbook, which is a free weekly podcast I created to help you guys with your Twitch channels. That's on iTunes, Spotify, all the major podcast platforms. Man, I'm trying to put this thing back in the bag, but I really screwed it up. Can't do it. So let's go look for a channel to raid. And let's get a raid message in that chat as well, so we can copy that down. There we go. Finally got it in there. I'll have to get a new piece of tape for that bag, I think. Let's see who is doing some stuff at the moment. We got a bunch of stuff happening. Okay, let's go say hello to... How about... Okay, we can't join that one. We can join this one. A Macker, who is currently doing Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Let's go say hello to A Macker, and make sure you show that love over there, ladies and gents, by posting the raid message. Now, I will see you all on the next one. But until then, bye-bye, everybody, and thank you for watching.